Oh, my love, this lesson today is the central lesson of the whole course. There is no will but God's. So God's will is absolute, and I, His creation, His extension, am His will. So nothing can be against my will and God's will, because we are one. What we decide together is absolute. There is no will but God's. When I accept this, the will of God is 100%, is the totality, is unchangeable. And He created me. He created me as His extension. His power, His love, His life, His joy. And that is what I am. So this is not a process to become, but to accept, to fully accept. Father, I'm yours. I'm your extension. I'm your will. I'm the unlimited one. I live in abundance. All the gifts of God are mine. I'm the whole. I'm the unlimited one in God. So when I accept my true identity, where am I? Only in God. I cannot be in any different place. So my function is to make God complete, as I said in the course. Because I am in God. I'm His extension. But the whole world is the opposite of God's will. It's coming out of the insane idea of separation, which never has happened. Even in the world of form, we are living from the formless, beyond form. And I'm one with the formless, with God. So God's will and mine are one. If I accept this fully, and I'm guided totally by Him, what happens then? The world of illusions is undone. And I accept that we are all back home in Him. That all my brothers, you, are unchangeable, equal. We are sharing one identity. We are one. And everyone is the whole. So in that equality and wholeness is the love of God, the peace, the joy, the eternal life. And for this we decide. That's the whole course. And there's so much joy. To accept to be as God created me. I'm not in a body. I'm not bound to this world. No, I'm free. I'm free beyond form. It's a declaration of freedom. I am as God created me. His will, His extension. Nothing to do with the world of death. We undo this world. We cannot find here anything. God has given me everything. And more cannot be. I'm God's son. So let's start. There is no will but God's. Lesson 74. The idea for today can be regarded as a central thought towards which all our exercises are directed. God is the only will. When you have recognized this, you have recognized that your will is His. Yes. The belief that conflict is possible has gone. Just imagine. God's will and mine will are one. And God's will be done through me, so conflict cannot be. Peace has replaced the strange idea that you are torn by conflicting goals. No. As an expression of the will of God, you have no goal but His. I'm the extension of God. I'm the expression of God. I'm not a body. I'm free. I'm the whole. And I live only in the Father, with everyone, with the whole creation. That's what I am, and that's where I am. Yes. There's great peace in today's idea, yes. And the exercises for today are directed towards finding it. The idea itself is wholly true. Therefore, it cannot give rise to illusions. So all the illusions I see, all the changeable I see, is not real. I am beyond form in the Father. Without illusions, conflict is impossible. In God, there are no conflicts. Let us try to recognize this today and experience the peace this recognition brings. I must be very bold and determined. My will is God's will. We are one. I am the will of God, in God. Begin the longer practice periods by repeating these thoughts several times, slowly and with firm determination, to understand what they mean and to hold them in mind. There is no will but God's. I cannot be in conflict. There is no will but God's. I cannot be in conflict. I cannot be in conflict. I am in the Father. Then spend several minutes in adding some related thoughts, such as, I am at peace. Nothing can disturb me. My will is God's. My will and God's are one. God wills peace for His Son. Yes. During this introductory phase, be sure to deal quickly with any conflict thoughts that may cross your mind. Tell yourself immediately, there is no will but God's. These conflict thoughts are meaningless. I'm asked now by Jesus, what has happened in your exercise? Yes, and again I was in that awareness as if I'm a soul in the middle of the forehead, and then I said, no, these conflict thoughts are meaningless. And immediately joy was there. Whenever I said to any conflict thought, or I felt like a woman, these conflict thoughts to be a woman is meaningless. I am not a woman, I am God's Son, the unlimited one. And immediately was there joy there. If there is one conflict area that seems particularly difficult to resolve, single it out for a special consideration. Think about it briefly but very specifically. Identify the particular person or persons and the situation or situations involved and tell yourself, there's no will but God's. I share it with Him. My conflicts about blank cannot be real. So nothing in this world is real. Then when we get bad news, as I was getting it from Africa yesterday, this is not real. Brothers, this is only a fake, invented world, a dream. And we undo this dream. There's nothing in this world of death and conflict, what we want, and we undo it, just with the will of God. We are one with Him. Beyond form, we are the Son of God, the beloved one, living in a embrace of love and peace and joy in abundance. That's what we are, and that's what you share with every being. So there is no world. Basta. Let it undo in our mind. After you have cleared your mind in this way, close your eyes and try to experience the peace to which your reality entitles you. Yes, I'm the peace. I'm the eternal one. Sink into it and feel it closing around you. There may be some temptations to mistake these attempts to withdraw, but the difference is easily detected. If you are succeeding, you will feel a deep sense of joy. Yes. and increased alertness rather than a feeling of drowsiness and enervation. Joy characterizes peace. Joy and peace are one. When I'm the whole, when I'm the real one, the Son of God, I'm in peace. When I'm that holy self I share with God. By this exercise will you recognize that you have reached it. If you feel yourself slipping off into withdrawal, quickly repeat the idea for today and try again. So all the techniques of meditation to let go is practically to open myself up to the truth I am, the eternal one in God. Do this as often as necessary. There is definite gain in refusing to allow retreat into withdrawal, even if you do not experience the peace you seek. So again and again we go in that there's no will but God's, and I am His will. In the shorter periods which should be undertaken at regular, predetermined intervals today, say to yourself, there is no will but God's. I seek His peace today. There is no will but God's. I seek His peace today. Then try to find what you are seeking. A minute or two every half an hour, with eyes closed if possible, would be well spent on this today, and that's also my decision. We are that whole, unlimited child of God in the Father. We have never left Him. We are His will. We are not a body. Yes. Being back home in the Father. Feeling the oneness and wholeness with you, brother. Sharing one identity. And accepting that I'm the beloved Son of God. Not as a human. Not as a woman. No. I'm really the life, the extension of life, sharing one life, one self with the Father. I'm His will, the unlimited one, the joy, beyond form. In the Father I live, and we live all there. All brothers love me, and I love all brothers, all living beings. God has created me as Himself. Love has created me as itself. So we are love, we are joy, we are peace, we are unlimited in the Father. And let this world be undone in our mind. It's not real. It's only suffering. Separation is suffering. Okay, beloved. I'm very content. I'm very content. Yes, Jesus, I feel still the attacks of those other thinking systems. These energies are coming and pulling me back again and again in the body. Oh, He tells me, go on those energies and find out what they tell you, what they want to tell you. Strange says, you're a human being and you have to be one. God has created human beings, and so keep it, otherwise you are attacking yourself and God. And this is the opposite true. We made up the God of ego. It's not true. God did not create this world. God is love. His will is only peace and love and joy, and we are His Son. This world we made up is not real. It's blasphemy to believe that God created the world. As they say, the priests say, God created heaven and earth. This is ridiculous. We have to undo this belief, totally. So we have to undo in our mind all worldly religion. We cannot find anything here. In no tradition, in no religion. The only one religion is we jump back into the will of God. We are His will, His love, His Son, living in abundance, sharing one identity in Him. That's the truth and nothing else. There's only God's will, and I am one with Him. Beautiful. Have a beautiful day. Powerful exercise, very powerful.